It is the end of the 17th century. The Mughal Empire reached its zenith. It was extended to over 4 million square kilometers of land, to over nearly all of the Indian subcontinent territories, including parts of Afghanistan. The empire was one of the biggest to have existed in the Indian subcontinent, being compared even with the Mauryan Empire, which existed 2000 years before the Mughals. The Mughal Empire is often considered the golden age period of India. During this era, its GDP in 1600 was around 22% of the world's economy, the second largest in the world at that time. By 1700, it had risen to 24% and was the world's largest economy. It was a gigantic structure, not only by land but by manpower and production. It is believed that 25% of the world's industrial output was here. But afterwards, it crumbled, and we can ask, the Mughal Empire was founded by a guy named Babur. In his full name, Zahir-ud-Din Muhammad Babur, a Central Asian ruler who was descended from the Turco-Mongol conqueror Timur by his father's side and from Chagatai, the second son of the Mongol ruler Genghis Khan on his mother's side. He was descendant of two dynasties which were part of the Mongol Empire. That's why their name was Mughals, which really meant Mongols in Persian Arabic, and he will start a new dynasty. Babur came from Central Asia, today's Afghanistan, and turned his attention to India. He advanced, and after the victory of Panipat in 1526, the gates of a new land were open. This was the beginning of the Mughal Empire and the end of the Delhi Sultanate. Wars, conflicts and campaigns occupied the time of the new rulers and instability increased. This was the point when the son of Babur, Humayun, was driven out of India into Persia, and the Mughal rule was interrupted. It could have been the collapse at a time, but Humayun managed to create strong diplomatic relations with the Safavid dynasty of Persia, and he returned in India. His son Akbar, which will become known as Akbar the Great, managed to expand the Mughal Empire in every direction. A new class of nobility was established and government reforms were made. Akbar established a strong and more stable economy, leading to more money. Trade was made with Europeans, and even so this was an Islamic empire. Akbar allowed free expression of religion. He was a Muslim who took an interest in the Hindu and Christian faiths. For that time, these were modern reforms. One big weakness for the Mughals was their failure to create a peaceful transition from one ruler to another. Some potential rival princes were murdered when Shah Jahan succeeded to the throne. The taste for power was present, and for many the throne was more important than their brothers. Shah Jahan's first son, Dara Shikoh, would have become the ruler as a result of his father's illness. However, a younger son, Aurangzeb, allied with the Islamic side against his brother, who was more influenced by a syncretism of Hindu-Muslim culture. Aurangzeb defeated Dara in 1659 and killed him. His father recovered from his illness, but Aurangzeb declared him incompetent to rule and had him imprisoned. He was a very controversial ruler. He treated his external enemies with great ferocity. During his reign, the empire gained its political strength and stability, and the empire was expanded to include territories in South India. In the Mughal territory, different cultures and religions were present. After his death in 1707, many parts of the empire revolted. It seems that Aurangzeb was the core of stability in his time. He managed to hold his empire together and united, even if he was considered very controversial. His religious intolerance undermined the stability of the Mughal society, in which many other religions were present. But some historians are debating this. It seems that he employed significantly more Hindus in his imperial bureaucracy and even married a Hindu princess. Anyhow, at the beginning of the 18th century, the empire was big, but had its revolts and small spots of instability marked by religious conflicts and murders in the administration. His death was followed by a war of succession again among his three sons. It ended in the victory of Shah Alam, which attempted to reform the administration again. His death in 1712 put the Mughal dynasty into huge political instability and violence. Until 1719, 4 emperors ascended the throne, showing that the things were not going well. The structure was a Sikh giant. People like the Rajputs, the Marathas, the Sikhs were enraged. The instability increased the power of the nobles, and the different factions supported rivals to the throne in order for them to occupy high positions. For example, before 1719, one of the kings was controlled by nobles and could manage to rule only for 1 year. The next king was controlled too, and he didn't represent the real authority behind the Mughal power. When he tried to free himself from their control, he was killed. The rivalry among the various factions of the nobility has disintegrated the empire, and some powerful and ambitious nobles established some independent states. The condition of India with its incompetent rulers suggested to the people that the Mughals are not the power it once been. This attracted attention and also foreign invaders. Muhammad Shah came to power. In this time, a great danger came from the west. Nadir Shah attacked Punjab. Muhammad was easily defeated and imprisoned. Delhi was captured, where thousands were killed. But this invasion was a crucial blow to its dynasty. He was succeeded by a number of inefficient rulers. In 1761, during the reign of Shah Alam II, Ahmad Shah Abdali, the independent ruler of Afghanistan, invaded India. He conquered Punjab and marched towards Delhi. By this time, the Marathas had extended their influence up to Delhi too, and the war between the Marathas and Ahmad Shah Abdali was inevitable. In this territory of India, new powers were growing, and this put what remained of the Mughals into the shadow. In the early 18th century, the Maratha Empire extended suzerainty over the Indian subcontinent. In the next years, the Mughals were more like a dynasty without the empire they once had. They wanted the protection of the Emir of Afghanistan. Then the Marathas captured Delhi, and they officially became the protectors of the emperor, and afterwards British East India Company became the protectors of the Mughal dynasty. By 1857, was under the East Indian Company's control. Britain was expanding here. The last Mughal, Bahadur Shah Zafar, was deposed by the British East India Company and exiled in 1858 due to his incursions against the British rule. This marked the end of the Mughals. Historians have offered numerous explanations for the rapid collapse of the Mughal Empire between 1707 and 1720, which was after a century of growth and prosperity. It seems that conflicts were present in interior, leading to instability, and the more aggressive Marathas were a real danger. Finally, came a series of violent political feuds over control of the throne, and after 1719, local Mughal successors states took power in region after region. The Mughal Empire is a good example, as in other cases, showing us that an overstretched, powerful structure from medieval times with different people, religions and traditions is more likely to fall if there is a lack of leadership. In these cases, the collapse is coming from the interior. Instability is created and the structure cannot hold the dangers from outside. As always, thank you for watching. We're planning to cover more videos about the collapse of other empires, so make sure to subscribe to the channel to learn more.